Hi guys, it's me, and I'm gone today to a funeral, sadly, but I am going to explain to you what you need to do because today was kind of hectic and we didn't get everybody into class, and so some of you will know what to do and some of you won't. So this video is for those of you that don't, or those of you that were confused from yesterday. So if you look at your Google Classroom, you'll see this assignment. Now yours will also have this video on it, but this is the assignment before I did the video. So what I want you to do first, and there's quite a few steps, so you're going to have to stick with me and do it while I'm doing it, okay? First, I need you to open this slideshow. This is kind of like the handout for the Civil War Literature Circles. It has all the links in it, everything you need. So after it loads here in just a second, I want you can flip through these, but really the very most important one to start with is slide number 5. If you go to slide number 5, you will see the meeting dates. So our first meeting is April 19th, second, April 25th, third, April 30th, and then our fourth meeting is May 3rd. So hopefully someone in your group so far has divided your book. But if you have a group that is only a 7th and 8th hour group, then probably no one has done anything yet. So I'm going to explain to you how to do it from the very beginning. So you have been given a book, and I will have a link on this assignment that will be all of these sheets. Oh, there it is. So I just went through and saw what you picked, and I put you in a group. So there will be a link on this assignment that you can click on that'll have these. So like this is Rifles for Weighty Group 1. This is Rifles for Weighty Group 2, but I'm not going to show them all to you on here. I'm just going to attach that link, and then you can see which group you're in. Okay, so every group needs a Google site. It's like a website. So what you will do is you will go over to the link that I have here. That's for Google Sites. You will open that up, and you will create a new site. So you're going to create, it's going to say in classic sites or in new site, and say in new sites. Then when you open that up, it's going to have a brand new, it's kind of like a website. Oh, I don't know what's happening here. There we go. So we have a brand new Google site that's coming up. And you are going to put your book title right here. And then what you're going to do is add a text component. And I think I'm going to have to move my face. Yep, there it is. Add a text box. So when you add this text box, this is where you're going to put your dates for your meeting. So your dates are right here. So you put, what do I have to read for April 19th? What do we have to read for April 25th? What do we have to read for April 30th? What do we have to read for May 3rd? And I don't know if you can, but you might just be able to copy. No, yeah, you can't. Maybe. Yours is read only, but I can just copy the dates and I can put them over here. And I can say, right click, paste. Okay, so what I'm going to have you do is divide your book into 4. So for instance, you have a book like this, and it's big, and it has a bunch of pages in it. Okay, this one, Rifles for Weighty, has 329 pages or something like that. And I need to split it into 4 equal sections. So I can kind of do this, or I can do some math. But really, you just need to find it where it ends at the end of a chapter. And they're about equal segments, okay? So that you have 4 sections that you need to read. And then you need to list those chapters. Please list chapters. You can list page numbers as well, but some of the books are different versions and they may have different page numbers. So please list chapters as well as page numbers here. So your group should have, and notice only one person needs to do this. We don't need 4 Google Sites for each group. We just need 1. So if you'll sit together and kind of work on it together, that'd be good. So you'll have your page numbers here. Okay, so that's good because this is where your group's information goes. Okay, then go back to the student copy of literature, and you've got that done. You've decided how many pages you have for each one, and then you're going to create a chart for your jobs. So this was kind of problematic today. We did it on a Google Doc, and we tried to embed it in the Google Sites, and some people's worked and some people's didn't. So you decide what's best for your group, but somehow, whether it's just sharing a Google Doc or sharing the link to the Google Doc, that might work. We tried embedding the Google Doc, and it didn't work as well. But you need to have, so let's say I'm going to, this is my site, right? So I need a new, I can do it here. So I'm going to go here to my Google Drive, and I'm going to start a new document. This video is going to end up being really long because I'm going through everything. So start your new document, Google Doc. I'm going to move me back over. And then you're going to insert, my computer's slow today. You're going to insert, there we go. Insert a table. Okay. When you insert the table, this is going to, I don't know why it's so slow. It's really slow today. Okay. So your table needs to be 5 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa. Crazy. Insert a table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So get 5 by 1. Click it. And then this first one is empty. Tab over, and this will be meeting number 1, meeting number 2, and I'm not spelling these right, obviously. I'm just hurrying. 3, meeting 4. And then to get to the next row, you just tab down. Okay, now this is where you put your first person's name. So this will be John. Tab, 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 tab. This is, oh, back. Jill. This is your next member. Amy. This is your next member. Rusty. Okay. So maybe you have 5 members. Maybe you have 4. Andy. Okay. So there's all my members of my group. Now I have to go back to my student copy, and I have to look at the jobs that we have. We have 5 jobs. Vocabulary, character catcher, passage picker, fact checker, discussion director. So I'm going back over here, and to help me, I'm just going to write those down if I can remember them off the top of my head. Let's see. I know we have discussion director. We have character catcher, we have passage picker, we have vocabulary, and we have fact checker. Those are our jobs. So what I would recommend you doing is just go and put discussion here, character, passage, vocab, fact. Okay, you've got all 5 jobs for that meeting. Now move down and put Jill starting at discussion, then character, then passage, then fact, and then back up to do back up to do fact. And then start on Amy with discussion. And then the next person start on Rusty with discussion. Now you'll notice Andy doesn't get to do discussion. That's okay. But if you have 4 people, you're going to have to just make sure that every meeting you have a discussion director. Every meeting. Okay? Even if you have to leave something out, don't leave out discussion director. Always have a discussion director. So then you have this information that has all the jobs. So everybody's doing everything, probably, mostly, sometimes. And each meeting has every job, usually, always has a discussion director. Okay? But it never doubles up on anything. So we've got that, and we're going to you can decide whether you want to just share this one with your group. You can go over here and share it and get a shareable link. Name it. Okay, I've got to name it. And then I've got to get a shareable link. And then notice anybody can, so I'm just going to copy the link, and then I'm going to take it over to my untitled site. I'm going to add another text box, and then I'm going to Control V, and I'm going to say, okay, this is my job list. Okay, job list. There. Now everybody knows what they're doing for every meeting. Okay, so we got that. Go back to your student copy. Okay, so now I need to explain to you what all the jobs are, because you need to know what to do for all your jobs. Okay, so how you do that is you just click on each little link. There's a link in here, and it's easy to do if you have it on present, but here you have to click on the link. So you click on the link, and it takes you over to what do you do for vocabulary. Okay. Now I could read all of these to you, but really I think you can read. So just read it. It's very self-explanatory. Okay, just follow the directions for each one. And sometimes it'll say like the first member has to do something. See how this says first vocabulary member only? And then down here is all subsequent members. So that's just vocabulary member for meeting number 1 does this part, and all the others do this part. Okay, so that's that one. And then you go back to your student copy and you can look at character catcher. And this one's fun. I'm just going to show you one thing on character catcher. It is the link that I have on here that you need to use. It's this Google slide link. And you have to click on it. Okay, it's not linking to me right now. There it is. Okay. Click on it. And then you go over here and you do file. And you'll have to file make a copy, because this is just a template and you can't write on it. Okay, so in order to do this one, you have to file make a copy, and then you make your own copy and then follow the directions. It's easy. It's 8 Snapchats, okay, 4 that the character does, and then 4 responses from other characters in the book. Read it though, because it has to have quotes down here, quotes that are either dialogue or thoughts of the character. And then of course it has to have a appropriate picture. All right, so we got our fact checker. That one's pretty easy. For fact checker, you just set up your own Google Doc and then you put it onto the page. Passage picker, that uses screencast-o-matic, kind of like what I'm doing right now. And then discussion director uses Flipgrid. Okay, so Flipgrid, if you go back to your 7th hour, you'll see the screenshot of the Flipgrid codes. So each group has their own Flipgrid code, and you need to know these, and you should write it on your home page. Okay, so while this is loading, I'm going to go right on here. I'm going to add a new text box, and I'm going to write Flipgrid code. Flipgrid code. And this is the one that you're going to have to find on this thing that was opening up over here. Okay, you can find your code for the book that you're doing. Okay, and there's 2 pages of it. So if you can't find your code on this one, then look on the other one. Okay, so back to the jobs. There we go. Okay, so that's all the jobs. You have to know what you're doing for next week. Okay, and where your meeting 1 is going to be is right here. You're going to go to pages and you're going to add a page. And one page is meeting, I can't spell today, number 1, done. Then add another page, meeting number 2, done. Then add a page, meeting, you see where this is going? You get a page for each meeting, and that's where you put all of your stuff. Okay, all of your jobs, anything you need to know goes there. Anything you need to turn in goes there. The only thing that really won't go there is the discussion director Flipgrid. You'll have to go straight to Flipgrid to get that. Okay, so once this is done, there's an all-important thing, 2 things you need to do. Number 1, go up here to this star and click it and put it on your bookmarks. Yours will have your name there because it's hard to find later and you need to have it on this bookmark bar, okay? And second, you need to publish. It's different from Google Docs. Yes, it saves everything you do, but it doesn't publish it and make it public. So there's 2 things you need to do. You need to add the people. So the other people in your group, add them here. Remember, only one person is doing this, and then you have to share it with everybody. After you add your people, then publish. And when you publish, this box is going to pop up, and it's going to say web address, and you're going to be like, what? I have to make a web address? No, you just have to put the name of your book. And sometimes somebody else will already have taken the name. See, it's already taken, so you might have to go on to Lincoln's. Oh, you can't use a apostrophe. Is that one good? Yes, that one's good. And then I can publish it. Okay, and anytime you make a change to it, anytime you put anything on page 1 or page 2 or page 3 or page 4, always publish after you make the change. Otherwise, people won't see it. Okay, so your job today, go to your Google site if it's already been shared with you by someone else. Create a Google site if it hasn't already been created for your group. figure out which part of your book you're reading for meeting 1, figure out what your job is for meeting 1, and then read